Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Syeda Sara and I'm here with the topic that how can you get good grades in biology. This video is specifically made in order to help the students for first year that in part 1 they feel difficulty because metric is different from FSC. So part 1 students or first year students feel difficulty and they always ask to get help that certain rules and certain techniques should be adopted, and then you can get very easily good grades. Always remember students that biology is a very scoring subject, and if you study it properly, easily inshallah you will get good marks. So first of all, you have to study your subject biology well. You have to thoroughly read each and every chapter of your book, and this is a prescribed book from the board which you have to study. You have to understand the topics and the procedures very well. Your concepts should be clear and never ever rely on cramming. Always try to make good notes and always practice diagrams well. Neat and labeled diagram always give you good marks. Learn specific terminologies. This is the first aspect. The second is how to attempt the paper well. The first point is carefully read the question paper. In your part A, 4 options are given in MCQ portion, so carefully read the options of the MCQs and then wisely select the correct option. Then select the correct option carefully, and then in the part B of the long questions, you have to select those questions which are very clear to you and you know their answers well. Always remember students that every board actually prints their own answer sheets, so you have to carefully read the instructions which are printed or the answer scripts, because there are certain instructions which are written. For example, avoid the use of scotch tape, whitener and eraser, because in some boards, particularly in Aptabad board as well, they consider the use of scotch tape, whitener and eraser as cheating, because the invigilator in your hall will not ask you to not to use these items whilst giving the answers. But remember that paper checker has full authority to consider that question in which you have used the eraser or the marker as cheating. So he or she has full authority to cut that. So always I have asked you to not to use any kind of scotch tape, whitener, razor. If anything is incorrect, you simply cut it with the pen. These are the basic instructions which you have to follow. Very soon inshallah I'll upload another video in order to help you that how can you improve your diagrams and how come you improve your quality of the paper. Remember that time duration matters a lot. You have to wisely divide the time into part, because by the end of the paper, at the end of the paper, you have to re-revise, you have to reread the questions. So you should be having enough time in order to reread your answers which you have written. So at least 5 to 7 minutes in order to staple your answer sheets. Your answer sheet should be stapled order-wise. Always remember not to forget proper numbering, not to forget your roll number, and then you have to read the answer sheet at the end of the time. So remember this thing that you have to wisely divide time. For example, in MCQ portion, you have given your answer sheet in 20 minutes. After that, you have to start your paper, and 2 hours 30 minutes are there in order to solve the questions. So you have to wisely and carefully divide the time so that your any of the question may not be left. That's all for today. Inshallah, tomorrow I'll come with some more tips. Take care. Allah Hafiz.